Everyone trusts the help, but no one survives the secrets in the house. That's the tense promise behind The Housemaid 2025, directed by Paul Feig. Known for his sharp comedic instincts and precise tonal control, Feig steps into thriller territory with this one, delivering a stylish mystery that trades laughs for suspense. Featuring Sydney Sweeney in the lead, alongside Amanda Seyfried and a strong supporting cast, this film aims to unravel the dangerous games played behind closed doors. At just over 2 hours, it's a slow-burning, seductive thriller that demands your attention to every whispered secret and shadowed glance. Today on Cut to Reel, we're breaking down how The Housemaid builds its tension, crafts its performances, and retools Feig's direction for a darker story. At its core, The Housemaid is a classic thriller setup. Millie, a woman fleeing her past, takes a live-in job with a wealthy couple, Nina and Andrew Winchester. What sounds like a dream job quickly spirals into a tangled web of secrets, scandal, and power plays. The film blends mystery and thriller genres with a strong erotic undertone suggested by the synopsis. Released in 2025, this movie slots into the current wave of psychological thrillers that focus on domestic spaces as pressure cookers. Think Gone Girl or The Girl on the Train. It's not a sequel or part of a franchise, but it's clearly positioned for theatrical release, given its star power and runtime, targeting an adult audience craving layered, character-driven suspense. Paul Feig's directorial style is a fascinating lens here. Known mostly for his work in comedy, Bridesmaids, Spy, Feig's strength lies in tight framing and character-focused storytelling. Although this is a tonal departure, you can expect his careful eye for pacing to hold the audience in a simmering state of unease. Visually, The Housemaid uses the house itself almost like a character. Its sleek architecture and cold interiors contrast with the heat of the unfolding drama. The cinematography leans into moody color palettes, muted tones accented by sharp shadows that heighten the claustrophobia and mistrust. Camera movements are deliberate, often slow tracking shots, or lingering close-ups that capture subtle facial tics and glances, ratcheting the tension. The editing rhythm supports this, stretching moments just long enough to unsettle without losing momentum. So the film's visual and tonal language is all about control. Tight spaces, controlled lighting, a slow build toward chaos. Feig's usual knack for balancing humor with heart is replaced here by a more sinister calibration, where every frame suggests that appearances deceive. When it comes to action or dramatic beats, expect precision rather than spectacle. The thriller elements are psychological, emphasizing atmosphere and character dynamics over high-octane sequences. This restraint positions The Housemaid as a film that plays on the audience's anticipation rather than delivering overt shocks. Casting Sydney Sweeney as Millie is a strong choice. Sweeney has shown remarkable range in recent years, excelling in both vulnerability and steely determination, qualities essential for a character caught in a web of secrets. Amanda Seyfried and Brandon Schleener round out the core dynamic as the wealthy hosts, bringing a mix of charm and underlying menace. Seyfried, in particular, has matured into roles that straddle sophistication and volatility, which fits the mysterious and seductive nature of Nina. The ensemble also includes veterans like Elizabeth Perkins and rising talent such as Michelle Morone, adding depth to the supporting cast. Early reactions praise the chemistry among the leads, suggesting that the interpersonal tension feels authentic, which is crucial in a film that hinges on power and seduction. The ensemble's strength really hinges on nuanced performances. Everyone seems tasked with playing multiple layers simultaneously. This kind of thriller demands subtlety, a smile that hides ambition, a glance that betrays fear. Given the cast's track records, it's likely that The Housemaid delivers on this front, offering performances that make the audience question who is victim and who is predator. The chemistry between Sweeney and Seyfried, in particular, is expected to be electric, feeding into the film's exploration of seduction and control. The rest of the cast supports this tension by occupying roles that blur lines between friend and foe. On the writing front, The Housemaid is penned by Rebecca Sonnenschein and Freda McFadden, combining thriller savvy with a sharp sense of character. The story structure probably follows a slow reveal pattern, introducing layers of secrets and shifting alliances rather than relying on straightforward plot twists. Themes of power, class, and identity seem central, with the live-in maid position serving as a prism to explore social dynamics and hidden dangers lurking beneath wealth and privilege. The mix of mystery and erotic thriller elements suggests the screenplay plays with the idea of seduction as a weapon and vulnerability as leverage. Based on the premise, the film appears to lean into psychological suspense rather than overt horror, crafting a tense atmosphere that questions trust and survival. Structurally, the film likely unfolds in acts that escalate both tension and intimacy. The house as a closed environment intensifies the stakes. The longer Millie stays, the deeper she's drawn into a dangerous game. The writing probably leverages this confinement to amplify paranoia and mistrust, with secrets gradually unraveling through dialogue and behavior rather than exposition-heavy scenes. Given Sonnenschein and McFadden's involvement, expect tight, purposeful dialogue that reveals character motives while maintaining ambiguity. The exploration of scandal and power suggests a narrative that critiques social facades and the cost of ambition. Classic thriller territory, but with a modern, gendered twist. While The Housemaid stands alone, it sits comfortably within a lineage of thrillers like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle or Swimming Pool, films where domestic service roles become battlegrounds for psychological warfare. Comparisons to Secret Window or Single White Female might come up, but Feig's version seems to favor mood and character over sensationalism. It's less about spectacle and more about slow-burning unease and layered performances. The film's erotic thriller angle also recalls the tension-driven style of Body Heat or Basic Instinct, but with a contemporary sensibility and focus on female agency. Fans of twisty plots and atmospheric suspense will find familiar pleasures here, but those expecting high action or traditional horror scares might be disappointed. In terms of audience expectations, The Housemaid appears to prioritize psychological depth and character complexity over flashy set pieces. It's a film designed for viewers who appreciate tension built through atmosphere, dialogue, and performance rather than bombastic thrills. The house itself is a visual metaphor for the characters' trapped psyches, and the power dynamics at play deliver a critique of wealth and secrecy. For anyone craving a slow-burn thriller with emotional stakes and a strong female lead, this is probably a rewarding watch. However, if you lean toward fast-paced action or straightforward plots, the film's deliberate pacing and layered storytelling might feel frustrating. Who is this film for? Definitely fans of character-driven thrillers and those who enjoy watching actors inhabit morally complex roles. If we're drawn to stories about power struggles wrapped in seductive mystery, The Housemaid offers a compelling entry. The cast's strong performances and Feig's controlled direction provide plenty of reasons to engage. On the flip side, viewers looking for a traditional horror experience or a plot-heavy thriller with numerous twists might find this too restrained. The film's strength lies in atmosphere and subtext, which demands patience and attention. Overall, I'd place The Housemaid as a worth the stream for suspense lovers who appreciate style and substance in equal measure. In terms of weaknesses, the film's deliberate pacing and tight focus on a small group of characters might limit its appeal for some. The runtime of over 2 hours means it requires commitment, and the slow reveal approach can test audience patience if the payoff doesn't match expectations. Additionally, Feig stepping outside his comedy comfort zone is ambitious, but it risks uneven tonal shifts if not perfectly balanced. Still, with a strong cast and a well-crafted script, The Housemaid stands out in a crowded thriller market by offering a sleek, seductive experience that's more about mood and character than conventional scares or twists. So, everyone trusts the help, but The Housemaid reminds us that beneath the polished surfaces of privilege, secrets are weapons, and survival depends on who controls the narrative. It's a film about power, deception, and the dangerous games we play behind closed doors. If you appreciate slow-burn suspense wrapped in stylish visuals and compelling performances, This one deserves your attention. Thanks for watching Cut to Reel. For more deep dives into the craft behind today's thrillers, hit subscribe and keep it locked right here. Thanks for watching Cut to Reel. I'll see you next time for another look beneath the surface of cinema's best.